So what I'll do is just on this layer, so I come back to it in case I mess it up with the warp tool, I'm going to copy it. So I like the way this is. So again, I'm going to duplicate that. Duplicate layer. So I right click to get this duplicate layer menu. And I'm going to call that TW copy warp, because this is the one I'll warp. Say OK. I'll turn this one off, this one on. And I'm going to go to Filter, Liquify. So I'm going to use the Liquify tool here. So by clicking on that, with this layer selected, I get these choices of tools. Got a large brush I was playing around earlier. And first thing I do, let's blow up my glasses, make my eyes look a little bigger. So I'm going to use the bloat tool, which is this one here. But I'll make the glasses a little smaller, or the brush a little smaller. So I'm using my bracket keys here also. And as I pull on that, go over to this eye. Yikes, let's do Control Z. I can do that. Command Z, I don't like something there. Can make my chin a little heavier. Let's see, maybe make that bracket a little bigger. See what it does. The glasses too. So exaggerating there. So I'm pulling up my home, just clicking around the face here, trying different things. Let's try the pucker tool. Brings things in. So let's make this a little bigger. Tighten up the lip. Maybe I make it bigger. Will it bring my whole mouth in? Okay, yep. So I'm changing a little bit. Let's see if I could come to this tool, which is my forward warp tool. It's a little finger like it's pushing. So I'll select that tool. Make it a little larger. Somewhere here. And I'll pull my chin out. Give me the Jay Leno look. I did this in another one. It's kind of fun. So I got that. Maybe I can lift the hair up a little bit. Maybe some bigger ears. So just play around with it. Have fun with this. I try to do it so it's sort of believable. You know that you're changing your subject. Alright, so let's see where my pinpoint on that is. I'm going to go smaller by hitting the left bracket. My Pinocchio nose. Some cheeks. Here. Oh yeah, that's looking good. And again, skin my... Bring my shoulders in. Okay, just for the sake of the video, we'll go with something like this. So I think it does look a lot different than what we started with. So I'll hit OK. So I have that, and if I so there's a change, and I'm going to come back to my QuickMask mode over here, edit in QuickMask mode. So change the black and white here, come to my brush tool. Now I was using my pencil before, so I'll make sure I do switch to the brush tool, and I'm going to make it larger. First I'm going to zoom up. I'm hitting Control plus. Zoom up here and make that brush a little larger by using my right bracket. And you know what? Yeah, that's alright. This layer's not going to hurt it. So I'm just going to paint over this. Up in here, my scalp line, go bleed into that a little bit. My skin goes in there, so those hair tones there. Now I am going to want to be careful on the edge of the glasses. Okay, so what I've done is filled in the same process I used to do the outside to delete the background. I filled in and selected all the flesh areas here to mask them. So now I'll exit the QuickMask mode. So I'm going to go back to edit and standard mode. And that becomes a selection. So I see that selection there. And I got a little bit of an overlap there. So now it becomes a little tricky fixing that. I'm going to go in there, back to my quick selection mode, and I'm going to zoom up on that. And I have a little overlap in there, so I'll zoom up a little more. And I'm going to switch to the white, and then I'm going to make my brush smaller by using my bracket keys. And come in here and try to paint that out if I can. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. A little better. Yeah, good enough for what we're working on right now. Even that there is okay. So let's zoom out by hitting Control 0. So with that all selected, then I'm going to do what I call an adjustment layer. So these are our adjustments here. So those that worked with adjustment layers, they're up here. If you're not seeing this adjustments here, which you should be if you're working in Essentials, but if you're not seeing it, you're going to go to Window and make sure Adjustments is checked here. So the adjustment checked, I want to choose this one. If I scroll, I create new hue saturation adjustment layer. So what I'm going to do is select that. And I'm going to choose Colorize. And give myself, I'm not feeling so good, kind of greenish. What kind of saturation I want to give it? It's a leprechaun. Somewhere in there. I could go back in and get my hair a different color. And then I can find a background and I can lay that in here behind or above this layer so it's not a white background. And that's how you want to go about doing it. And then you can go back in and see how they he worked the eyes. That'll be kind of fun. But that's just one way of altering the image and just practicing with the selection tools in Photoshop. So because I have the adjustment layer, anything underneath the adjustment layer will show up like that. So I could take this one and drag that above my adjustment layer and it will no longer be affected by the color underneath. So, and I could take these three layers, select them, shift. So I select all three and I'll put them in a folder. So this can be green warp. Got the green warp going on there, that folder, and if I turn that folder off, I have this. So I can kind of see what the change looks like in those. So it started as that, and then we're looking a little green behind the gills. Alright, so if you have any questions with this, let me know. And follow it up. You know, for this, I would do the hair. I would find a background, throw in behind here. And then you would, you know, kind of have that finished off. Let me know if you have any questions.